Hey lovies, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you how I used some of the tools that BB Crafts had sent me to make these awesome cards and their envelopes. I had so much fun with this. I promise I'm not going to make the intro real long and gab at ya. We're going to get right into it. So this is the large envelope that I made using 12 by 12 paper out of my new pad that I got from Michael's as a hot buy. I'm going to be showing all of that to you very soon. So when we open this, the card is inside. If you joined me for my live earlier this week, then you already saw this. I already gave you a little sneak peek. But this is the card that I created. I wanted to do like this light fading into night scene because the fairies look shadowed. And of course I wanted to add my mushrooms and some flowers. So I achieved this look, of course, with stamping and mixed media, and then I backed the card on more of that cardstock from that hot buy paper pad, and I think it turned out really, really nice. I don't know if my camera will pick it up, but I used gel pens for this to bring life to the fairies so that they would glitter and sparkle, because to me that's what fairies should be about, you know, sparkly, glittery. So I used that medium instead of my Tombow brush pens, but I did use my Tombows down here to achieve the grass look because they're very inky as well. I'm going to show you how to achieve this card. It's so simple and I think it looks absolutely beautiful. And the dangle, of course, is optional, but she's already gonna know, so I'm just gonna put it out there. This is going to one of my Patreons because if you're one of my Patreons and it's your birthday, you get a homemade birthday card from me. So this is her homemade birthday card, and I know she loves these like little dangles and things, so I wanted to add that into the card. So that's optional, but I want to show you how to achieve this and also how to fold the extra large envelope to send it off in. And we're also going to get to use the awesome little Happy Mail wax sealer that I got from BB Crafts, using their tools they sent me, the scissors and their bone folders and their card making stamp kit. I'm going to show it to you. So I'm going to link right here the BB Craft unboxing, if you will. It has everything in it that they sent me. Just go watch that video. I explain everything there. I'm not going to rehash all of that here. But they had sent me a card making stamp kit which had 18 sets of all different stamps. There's tons of them in here. Again, if you'd like to see these more in depth, check that video out. I'll have it linked down below and I just flashed it across the screen. I specifically chose these ones, which were the beautiful little flowers, which you can see the ones I worked with. Here's my little stamping block, and then I chose the fairy set, which is this one. Isn't it beautiful? So to save time in this video, listen guys, stamping, I mean, I should just explain real quick in case there's anybody new to stamping. You literally just peel the stamp off, you put it, as you can see, these were the flower ones. I literally put the flowers on the stamp block. You take your ink, make sure that it is pigmented. You just dab, 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 dab. You put it on a nice piece of like cardstock or mixed media paper. Let it dry. And then you're ready to color it in with your medium. And like I said earlier in the video, I use my array of gel pens. All just different color gel pens, just because I wanted that glittery shine. But if you have Tombows or colored pencils, or if you wanted to watercolor and you stamp that on watercolor paper, just make sure that you have ink that will hold up to watercolor and wet, because otherwise it'll just be a muddy mess. So it's all dependent on what you want. So to save time for this video, because this does take time, especially for me because I like to take my time, I already stamped all of them out. And I already filled them all in with my gels and fussy cut them out, because that does take time. And as you can see, if I move them, see how they're glittered and they sparkle. And I chose some different stamps this time so that it's not the exact same card and you get to see a little bit more of that stamp pad. So I cut them all out and they're ready to go. Okay, so here is my little sheet of mixed media paper because it's thick. It's nice thick. It's a little thicker than cardstock. And mixed media paper always stands up well to inking, distressing, all of that. You don't have to worry about it like smudging and being a mess. So I always use my mixed media paper, which you can buy big pads of that at Michael's, and you can catch them on sale or use your 40% off coupon and get them for around like $4, $5. So, and there's a lot of paper in them. So the first thing we're going to get started with is we're going to achieve the same look, which is like going from light to dark, like it's like twilight almost. So we've got to put our lighter color in the middle and then build out from there. So because we're doing like a nature scene, these are the colors that I'm going to be using because I feel like that best achieves that look, and we're going to go from lightest to darkest. Okay, so for the inside we're going to be using this Twisted, I think this is Citron, I think that's how you say it. So all I'm going to be doing is using my little ink dabbers here. I have one for each color. And these are by Tim Holtz. And we're going to be using a swishing technique because you don't want the roundness of the dabber to like show. So you're just going to kind of swish, which is just like a circular motion. And you're going to go right into the center of your mixed media pad. And you want it pretty heavy, pretty dark. You want your light color here to stand up against the darker ones that are coming in. The next color we're going to be using is Peacock Feathers. And we're going to be doing the same thing, and you're going to want to kind of to overlap, but not too much because you want your colors to mix. That gives that effect that they're bleeding into each other, kind of like Twilight, when all those beautiful colors are in the sky and they're all like mixed together. Is Wild Violet. Like I said, you want to overlap. You want to get those colors kind of mixed together. Our next color we're going to be going for, of course, is our black. So there we go. We kind of have that light fading into like twilight into darkness. It's getting dark in the woodland. So we're going to give this a second to just dry before we're going to add our next colors. So I would suggest to you to always use 2 different colors when you're doing your grass, because if you use just like dark green, your grass is going to look very flat, which I'm going to show you. So to add your grass so that you get like this woodland look, you know, naturey look, you want to use the tip like this, not the short tip. And you're going to want to add your short grass first, which is just wisps. They're just wisps. That's all they are. You're going to hold your pen kind of off to the side and you're just making wisps. You don't want them all to be straight up because that's not how grass grows. You want grass, you want them to kind of overlap each other, you know, things like this. They do not have to be perfect because that's not how grass grows. And the more loosely you hold your tombow, the more realistic your grass is going to look. See, looks very flat. Now watch when we add the lighter color in, how much more realistic it looks. So much more realistic, right? So that's your basis. That's where you're going to start. That's just your little grassy knoll there, if you will. And then we're going to start layering, and then we'll know from there where we can add the longer wisps of grass. Because remember, we're doing a fairy scene, and fairies are very small, so you want to make the grass look larger than them. So, super simple. What we're going to do is we're going to decide which pieces we want flat so that we can give dimension, which the little fairy crop, it says, what does that say? It says, fairies welcome is what that little sign says. So we want the door to their little hut, if you will, to be very close to the edge and very flat, because she's growing the flowers over it. So the flowers are what we're going to pop up on foam tape to put kind of shadowed over the door. So since the door is going to be our very first flat piece, if you will, that's the first thing we want to adhere down. Now that we have everything laid down where we want it, we're going to add the longer grass to give this more dimension. And then we're also going to take a darker tombow, almost black, and we're going to add some shadows. Shadowing is very important. We're going to kind of trace everything at an angle like this, all the way around certain things to give it shadow. And then we're going to kind of go over the white part with the side of our tombow, just to give it a little bit of, which I'm messing up because I'm not laying this flat, I'm trying to show you, but you'll see my technique, and it's just giving everything we laid down a shadow because we're trying to make this look like it's going from daylight to night. Okay guys, there it is with all of its shadowing. See, much more realistic because when the sun is setting it casts a shadow. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work on adding our grass. We're always going to use our darker color first. And guys, really and truly, it's just like one of these deals. It's just bringing some wisps of grass a little higher than where we have it because, like I said, the fairies are little and we want the grass to look bigger. So I'm going to start here in this corner and just bring some wisps. And remember what I said, grass doesn't always grow all in the same direction. We're getting there. So now we're going to go back in with our lighter color and do the exact same technique, crisscrossing over our darker ones. Then we're gonna go back in with our dark one, and our flowers need some stems. You're gonna hold your tomboy kind of flat and just drag down. Give it a little squiggle if you want. You want this line to be thicker than your grass so it stands out. And then you can add a little leaf. Color that in. So now we have our long grass. Doesn't it look awesome? Now this part is total optional. I did use it in the other card, but I added some little flowers in all the grass. You can do that. You can leave, you can stop right here, leave it as is. I like to add a little bit of flowers in here just to give it a little bit more oomph. And I simply just draw them in with one of my microns. And I do a very, very simple flower. So the next thing we want to do is we're going to want to back our paper. So this is the paper that I did my first card on. I backed it on that. But we're going to choose something different this time. I think we're going to go more teal. Like, I really like this. Yeah, and then what I think I'm going to do too is I'm also going to do the envelope in that. Okay, there we have our beautiful card. Doesn't that look awesome? I love it. So to make the envelope, which we're going to use this pretty pink paper from that same collection, we're going to take corner to corner like a diamond, line it up perfectly, use the bone folder to get your perfect little crease. You're going to open it back up and go to the opposite corner to corner. The reason why we folded the paper like that first is so that you could get a center. And that's what you're kind of doing. You're kind of lining your paper up in the center like this. Okay. And then you'll do the next one. Like so. See? Now you're getting your envelope made. So then you're going to take your next corner and do the same thing. So when we have our paper like this, see where the points all are? We need to cut those out so that our envelope will fold. And all we do is we're going to follow the line you're just making a V. You're just making a V in each one of the little points. So now we have our square piece of paper all cut, so that now we can use the bone folder to bring the actual envelope together. So that was just a rough cut. So again, we have to find the point in the middle of your paper, and we're going to make an extra fold in. Because see, like this, we want them to touch. See how they kind of go into one another? So we can even bring this down further because we took the envelope down. Do you see what I'm saying? And this is the part you'll use your bone folder on, because we want these flaps to overlap. Okay, then we'll do the other side, bringing it all the way in because we want that to overlap, like so. Now we'll use our bone folder so we get that nice clean line. There is your envelope. So of course we need to seal it if that's our flap. So all I'm going to do is take my stick glue and I'm going to add a little bit here and seal those, and then run this along the edge because I don't want to seal the envelope because then I can't get the card in. Okay, and then I can use my bone folder to bring a little of that in, and then your card will fit right in. There you go. And then you have an envelope for your beautiful card. But what I want to do is I want to show you the little wax seal that I got from BB Crafts to seal these up because it's freaking adorable. Here is our fun stuff. So from BB Crafts, I got a wax sealer of a envelope with wings. I thought this would be so stinking cute for Happy Mail, right? So I went to Michael's and I got the sealing wax in gold. So we're gonna try this out. This is my very first time ever doing this. So I'm really excited. I hope this is really cute. Alrighty. Now we're going to seal our envelope. I'm so excited about this. This is the first time I've ever done this. So, I don't think it's rocket science, guys. Let's see how long this takes. I think that's good. So I'll stick this over here. Oh, let me put this on my wax paper I have sitting here. Okay, and then I'm going to take the sealer and we're going to go right in the middle. Oh my god, look at that, guys. Oh my gosh, I'm so stinking thrilled over that. That's adorable. Okay, so I'm gonna set this aside to dry. So what I wanna do with this one is, this one already has a home because that's going to one of my Patreons. This one needs a home as well. So we're gonna do a giveaway. So if you would like to win this card, which I'm not gonna fill out or put anything in it, and I'm going to leave the envelope open, what I'm gonna do with you guys is I'm gonna make another seal on wax paper, and I'm actually gonna send the wax seal with the envelope for you guys, because I don't want to seal this, because if you want to mail this to somebody, you know, you're going to want to fill the inside out. So what I'm going to do is put this in here and make your little wax seal, and then we will do a giveaway for this. So if you would like to win this card and the little wax seal that goes with it, please like this video and leave a comment down below. Enter me and tell me what your favorite flavor of coffee is. Speaking of that, Mama needs a sip of coffee. So let me make the little seal for you guys real quick. Look how adorable. So I will send that wax seal with the winner of the card. And guys, to like reattach this, all you would do is once this is fully dried, I'll be able to lift the wax seal right off the wax paper. All you would do is like take one of these little lighters, hold it upside down, just get it a little teeny tiny bit like moist, and then just pop it right on the envelope, and it'll seal just like if we dripped it right on. It's super, super easy and cute that turned out with its little envelope. So I'm not going to keep talking on and on and on. This videos can get lengthy, these little tutorial videos. So if you would like to win the card, the envelope, and the wax seal, like I said, please like this video, comment down below, enter me, and tell me your favorite flavor of coffee. Mine is hazelnut. So that's it for me today, guys. Thanks so very much for joining me. I'm so glad that you did. As always, take care of you. Always do what you love, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, lovies.